Hi. So, what I found out is two innovative ways that Gordor's My Life to Live is at the part where the guy pretends to blow up the balloon to make Nana happy. It was very, and it's dygenic sound because, the man's blowing it. He's making the sound effects with his mouth and everything he's blowing it and making the rubber sound and everything. And it kind of, is on screen and people see it and watch him pretending as he's blowing it, and it's just sound design. It is deliberate and arranged for the actor to make the sound effects with just his own performance. And then one thing I learned from the book is that it says stage work is continuous, but transitory film work is discontinuous but permanent. So what I got from that is basically stage work. When you're on the stage and you're acting it out and filming the camera, you're able to change stuff, you're able to work and pick out the best shot that you took. However, when you're done with that filming, you have to work with what you have, what you recorded and what you got. So it's not continuous. You have to work with what you got, and whatever you make is what is permanent. And then another innovative way that the movie showed it was Nana's dance, obviously, because it was both, to me, it was both dygenic and non-dygenic because it was a jukebox, and that's where the sound came from when she played it, and she was dancing to the music. Every time the beat goes, she would move to the rhythm, and then when the beat stopped, she would stop. However, it could just be a prop. So I say it could be non-diegetic because, it could just be a prop and then they add a score in the background at the end of the film, at the editing part of the film, and the scene plays as the scene plays. So, yeah. And then one thing I got from this is when I was reading the book, this part that I got quote from is these became gradually less necessary as the public grew accustomed to interpret the action by itself and were virtually abolished by the invention of talking films. So during he as the book, this is just a quote, but basically back in the day, we had to use patterns, color, or sound effects, or like how you take a shot and it shows the guy underneath the face of the guy, and he's looking down, and it's kind of making him look menacing. It's like he's looking down on you, or he's about to do something bad, or how a person would be looking up at someone while they're above you, and you're like looking up. It makes you feel like you're a lower class, you're lower. You got the interpretation of it, and these shots were deliberately done how back in the day. However, with sound, you can hear it in people's voice, you can hear it in the music in the background when the music cuts off and it's silent, or is playing that dramatic effect, or is playing scary music like in Halloween and everything. And I know a lot of slasher movies do that. But yeah, that's one thing. And then one other film that brought to my attention while doing this was Star Wars: A New Hope. Because in the award ceremony, when they recorded it or filmed it originally, it had no music at all. None. Han Solo and Luke literally walked down that aisle, and all those people stood in there. Princess Leia stood there, and R2 rocked back and forth and everything with little, no music in the background. They did it literally in a giant room, quiet. And later they added the score after in the editing of the film. And I say this is cinematic time and space because I mean it's a cinematic shot. They're shot in different shots. It's a wide shot, close ups to medium, and then, the amount of space they have with it, it's a lot to work with. So, and the music is supposed to like echo throughout the chamber, trying to make it sound dramatic. So, yeah, but it's crazy that, you think that that's the sound music is played during the film, but no, they just literally did that without sound. They filmed it without sound, and then they added the sound in the edit. And that's it. Thank you.